Everybody, it's Linda G. How you guys doing? Sorry I'm late. My vet called right when I was getting ready to go on, and I'm glad she called because she just wanted to, Lulu's going to have her surgery on Thursday, so she just wanted to give me a heads up of what's going to be happening. Lulu's having a lipoma removed from her tail that actually goes all the way over her bladder, which is weird. So they said they can do it like external. They'll make a cut and pull it out, and like a snake. And then she has one on her abdomen, and I was worried about doing 2 surgeries. But she made me feel good because she said, I'd rather do 1 surgery for the sake of the dog. But if I'm doing the tail, which I'll do first, and it takes a while, I will stop and we'll have to do the abdomen later. The abdomen doesn't bother her like with Jack, where he couldn't walk. It was so big. But what she would do is she takes the one on her abdomen, and it's not as big as Jack's. That's not a little cut, and they pull it out. Comes out in one whole piece, if you could believe it. Okay, hi, you guys. How's it going? Thanks for coming. Everybody's wanting the free reading. Just keep putting free. Keep putting free. I wanted to ask real quick, if you guys don't mind. I wanted to ask, isn't it hard? But don't worry, things are going to get ready to start getting better. Trust me on this. I wanted to ask about Tish James, not Tish James. The one, what's her name? James is her last name. What's her first name? Letitia James, the one from New York? I think it's Letitia James. What about all this? You're coming after her and all this. We're coming after her for exposing the truth is what they need to say. Okay, let's take a look. Will anything become of his lawsuit against the New York Attorney General? I just heard no, big time. Thank you guys for coming. Nicole's going to run you through to win a free reading. All right. Is Connie here too? I need to talk to Connie about maybe getting a date for her to talk about her book. I need to get a copy of the book so I can talk about it. Oh, it's not going to work at all. Hail to the no. Hail to the no. It's just going to be irritating. It's, he thinks he has the Supreme Court in his pocket, but he doesn't. I know they've done things that are just gregarious. And listen, they are going to remove this whole group that's in there. But I know that when they said they were going to ask the Supreme Court to allow them to get rid of the Texas representatives, I see no. Okay, but don't worry, she's going to do real good. And even the higher court will be in her favor, okay? So they did things by the book, so he can't complain about that. It's just him trying to pitch a fit. Okay. Hold on. Okay, here we go. Nobody's talking to me. Everybody's saying free, free, free. Okay, I think you all love tomorrow I'm reading 3 of the free reads. in the morning. I thought it was this morning. I got ready and then I said, oops, it's tomorrow morning, Sunday. Okay, so don't worry about Letitia James. Now I want to look at New York. New York. Is Nicole here, by the way? We got 1,700 in the room. Let's look at Texas. Will the representatives from Texas be removed? No. No. When I hear it like this, it usually is pretty direct. No, they're going to try, but no. There's actually a victory for the representatives in Texas. Some good news will happen. They're not quite knowing if they're staying or going, I can tell you that much. But they have a big, something will happen even by September where something goes in their favor. It could even be the Supreme Court. Something goes in their favor. So, no. There's a whole bunch of lawsuits, a lot of court action happening. Hey, Voices from the Swamp. Okay, Nicole, are you here? Let me, because she's the one that has she's got the winners. Here we go. At Lifestyle Rose and Gig, it's GIG 777. Lifestyle-Rose and GIG 777. Thank you, Connie. Congratulations to the winners. Now you're going to write me at Grindle9103. The winners today, not write and say I'm a winner. People write and say they're a winner and they're not. And Grindle9103 at gmail.com. And in the subject, you're going to put free winner. And then give me your phone number and I'll book you for September. Thank you, Water Lily. Thank you, you guys. Now let's make this worth even talking because I want to do just a quick few minutes, make 30 minutes at the most. What do you want to know? Does Jack Smith have the Epstein files? Does Jack Smith have the Epstein files? Does Jack Smith? He's not the least bit worried about Trump. That's interesting. Everybody's talking amongst themselves and they know Trump is destroying himself. Even that little thing on the roof was so stupid. Everybody's yelling, jump! Does Jack have it? Yes, he does have a copy of it. Yep. Yeah, but he's at the fence. He's not the one that would release it. It will come out, though. Any reform ought to give immigration relief. That's coming, but it's not this month. It might be September, October. Any relief for immigration. They're just plain cruel. And they're only hitting the blue states. Yes, it'll come 2 weeks, 2 months. Okay. It's a sick policy. It's not gonna last. There might even be some sort of a lawsuit or something where they have to pay the people that they hurt money. Crossing troubled waters. I'm telling you, it's definitely there's going to be some relief. Okay. I even see by spring of next year, people are just like, they don't have to live like that anymore, afraid like that. Now, I want to know about Trump meeting with Putin. Fortunately, because I was so scared that Zelensky would listen to them, because they said, well, Putin wants this amount of land and he wants this and it's all about what Putin wants. And Zelensky announced, nope, we're not giving up any land. Let's look about the meeting with Trump and Putin. 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 I'm not doing personals today, but I'll do personals. Our friend Annette Bricka lost her husband last night at 49 p.m. Pacific time. He died. And she says she's in total shock, which I don't blame her. He's only 60. He just turned 60. So, she's the one, her and I would do a thing where we answer your personal questions. And she wants to get on board and start working again, but I'll give her space. I want to go out there and see her too. So after Lulu has her surgery, we'll see how Lulu does, and I'll get out there. Okay, so the meeting with Trump and Putin. I want to just try real quick, because for some reason this one's been telling the truth. This particular. Will the meeting with Putin and Trump create any kind of, will the meeting with Putin and Trump create any kind of, yeah, they're saying yes. What I'm seeing is they're going to think they came up with a plan. That's what I'm seeing. Okay. Now, will Zelensky agree to their terms? No. Oh, they're going to be mad at Zelensky. Hold on. Let's see. I hope Trump doesn't decide he's going to work against Ukraine, because then all the other nations will go against Trump. Thank you, Elmi. Okay. Both of them aren't doing very well. Both of them are looking at coffins, Putin and Trump. That's interesting. Somebody's getting ready to have a downfall. I can't tell you which ones. They think they're coming up with the ability to go over the troubled waters, but I would say things will change even by September or the fall. There's some changes. I don't see Zelensky. I see Trump or Putin telling Trump, we need to get rid of Zelensky. Oh, I'll look at that. He ain't going to get the Nobel Peace Prize, but I'll double check it. The meeting that they have, will Zelensky agree to any of it? Yes or no? No. He'll be very disappointed. Here's him turning his back and walking away. Oh, hell yeah. So will Trump actually get the Nobel Peace Prize? That's as big as a no as you can get. Thank you, Music RN. No, nobody's going to deter from the Epstein. So everybody's saying, does Trump's meeting with Putin, will that help distract? No. So tell us about the energy from the Putin. From the Epstein. When Russia threatened Trump and said, Israel isn't the only one that has those tapes. All of a sudden, Trump, who was working against Putin, suddenly was his best friend again. They know how to yank his chain. Tell me about the Epstein saga. I read with somebody the other day, I don't feel good about Maxwell. I feel she's got to be very careful. So a lot of conversation. They're following the money. Justice is coming. Communications are still going. Some people are going to feel quite foolish. It's the females this is the females going to take him down because they don't want this. The angel of light and mercy is with this. Eventually, there are going to be more lawsuits, maybe even against Trump. Don't let your imagination go crazy. But I would say there's a good 4 months of people really upset. There's a good 4 months. But it's not going to end. I'm telling you right now, it's not going to end. That's a good question. Will the plans for the huge ballroom get canceled? Because I don't see this guy staying much longer if he's even in there when the midterms happen. Will the plans for the ballroom get canceled? Damn, it's saying no. Will they actually build the whole ballroom? Will they build? Yes. Damn. Are they going to be able to build it quickly? It says yes. Okay. Will the new president of the United States keep this ballroom? No. Will the people of the United States decide they don't want this ballroom? Yes. Will they allocate the ballroom for something else? Offices? Yes. Okay. I felt like I could smell the wood. And I felt like they were building or they're making it into something because they're going to get rid of all that Liberace stuff that he's got going in there. Okay. 1 second, you guys. My son is here. They went to some Apple festival. To be young again. Hold on. Someone's knocking at my door. Jake? Jake? Hello? Yeah. Hi, I'm doing a live show right now. That's okay. Yeah, maybe tomorrow would be. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Jack, get back. Ooh. Sorry, you guys. It was the Mormons at the door. I said, I'm doing a live show right now. Do you mind? Okay, where were we? Maybe selling gold from the ballroom will pay back. And let me tell you something else. I saw this as clear as day. I saw he won't get to keep that plane. I saw that ballroom, but I never saw it completed. It's interesting that they said they would complete it. Could be wrong. Psychically, I saw the skeleton, but I didn't see it completed. And then I see the United States saying, hell with that ballroom. We don't need that ballroom. But they would add to things that the White House needs, maybe offices or more, maybe change the living spaces to there. I don't know what exactly they'll do. We already pulled the winners, you guys. The winners were already pulled. Let's see. Nicole gave Lifestyle, Rose, and GIGIG 777. Turn the ballroom into a Nuremberg court or make it a bunch of bathrooms, right? feel the Epstein survivors will sue Trump for lying, deliberately defrauding. Oh yeah, we'll have another. Will the ballroom be turned into a daycare center for young children? That would be a good idea. But we're going to get more. Yeah, Eugene Carroll will get paid from the estate. I think he's already gone. Because he's saying, I'll never pay. That's what he's saying. But the more we're getting closer to the ending of this particular MAGA stuff, the more I see that the people working in the White House won't have those perks because it's not fair. They have full coverage. They don't have to pay for their meals. They get to do all these parties. And if you were to say, oh, and by the by, we're going to turn this ballroom into a daycare center just so they can bring their kids. In the meantime, everybody else has got to figure it out for themselves. Do you see what I'm saying? It's almost like a fairness that it's not fair. Because they will come up with a plan to help people who had children. Build a McDonald's franchise. Ain't that the truth? Okay, you guys got a lot of questions. Hold on. Trump gonna dance. Somebody needs to tell him why it's the MCA. They've told him it's a gay anthem. He just doesn't listen. Because he's president now. So he thinks he doesn't have to pay Eugene Carroll. He said, I won't pay her. And, he got in because he cheated and Elon Musk helped him. I always felt, Joanna, that the DACA recipients would go through. I felt it was going to happen during the Biden administration. I'm very shocked that it wasn't. He had, I love President Biden, but he always tried to work across the table. And he thought maybe these Republicans would work with him, and they never did. And it's very disappointing because they were all promised that eventually they will get their citizenship. They just have to lie low, and they will get their citizenship. No, I don't see SCOTUS striking down the voting rights. I just don't see it. There's a limit. They can do a lot of things, but there's a limit to that. Just like, believe it or not, it was Justice Roberts that actually would not vote for Obamacare to be done. He said, how can you drop this and have 17 million people with no care? You're just going to drop them, but you got nothing to replace it. I mean, that was logical thinking, right? Everybody was mad at him, but that was like, you have nothing to replace it. And to this day, in his second term, are you hearing any replacements for healthcare? Hell no. Will New York's AG Letitia James nab Ghislaine if she's freed? I don't feel Ghislaine ever being free. I don't know if that girl's going to make it out of there. I mean, how would they have the go-nuts to take her out? It might even just be the prisoners because they won't even let her work with the puppies. She wanted to do the dog training at that jail. And they said, no, you're a pedophile. We don't allow pedophiles to work with the dogs. She's not happy. I'm telling you, this is no freedom for her. I almost feel she'll never be free. I don't know if that means she won't be alive or she just will constantly be hounded upon. She's got real bad astrology too. She's looking bad. Yeah, Trump is, I'm telling you, I don't know why, but I feel even allocating money for the ballroom might get stuck somewhere. I'm not seeing it. Because those dinners, he's not going to host any dinners there because if anybody's hosting, it's the American people. We're the ones paying the bill, just like his golf trips. Um, we have 3,348 in the room. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Will federal workers be allowed to telework? I saw it in a dream or something. I saw it. And what's really weird is my son got a job with the county, kind of an engineering type job. And they promised him he was going to be able to work a couple of days at home. And then they just reneged on it. You know how that goes. And now they just gave him 2 days, Monday and Wednesday, to work from home. And we were so thrilled. But yeah, I see that happening with federal workers. But it's not with this president. Wait. EJ Carroll just posted that DACA was trying to pay with taxpayers' money and the court shot him down. Oh, I didn't know that. Girl, that figures, huh? He said, I'll just take the taxpayers' money and pay her. Damn. Maxwell should never be free. Amen, girlfriend. Her victims have to live every minute of their day for trauma with her abuse. And she came through like such a snake. She's just as bad as Epstein. She was a snake with that British accent. And I saw an astrologer, Vedic astrologer, talk about her chart. And she said, based on her chart, something happened to her when she was young. So he does think the U.S. Treasury is his hey, the U.S. Treasury is his bank. McKinney, Texas. Thank you, Kathleen. My cousin lives in McKinney. Oh, yeah, that's right. Didn't Trump have to put up a big bond? So why doesn't the court hand the money over? Something to do with his people, something to do with he's the president. I'm telling you right now, but she'll get her money. Oh, yes, this was delicious news. So Mike Johnson got caught paying his rent, which is totally illegal, with campaign funds. Let's see if there's any repercussions. Well, while Trump's in office, there won't be, but let's check it out. Oh, and the rest of us lowlifes can just, eat dirt. But he can do what he wants. He can shut off, tell everybody to go home so they don't have to vote on Epstein. MAGA Mike, are you going to be in trouble? Yes or no? MAGA Mike, are you going to be in trouble? Karma is coming to get him, and he's crossed with justice. So, yes, these things will come to pass. The world will come to judge him. It's after September, you guys. It's after September. Yeah, and he'll lose money. It's after September. Don't forget what I kept seeing. And I sent something on my community page. If a president is found to be guilty of treason, then the whole administration has to go. It's not just the president. And we were thinking maybe that's why we always felt the whole gang going. And remember, I always saw like a Nuremberg trial situation. So, I saw Dean Cain is a nothing burger. He's joined ICE. Yeah, whatever. He's a nobody. Oh, thank you, Paw Tails. Thank you, Carmen. Ooh, that's interesting. Have you heard or felt anything about Trump's secret daughter, Caroline Trump. There was an order for ICE to pick her up at her college dorm and take her, and then mysteriously the order disappeared. Were they thinking they could export her? Because I heard that he got like one of the housekeepers or somebody pregnant. I don't know about that. I haven't felt that. I'll have to look at that later. Yeah, in the beginning, I looked at the meeting in Alaska. Do you guys remember when he was first going to be president and they talked about a baby? The doorman talked about him knocking up somebody, and then all of a sudden, hush, hush, and the doorman disappeared. Oh, you guys, today's Virginia's birthday. God rest her soul. Oh, yeah, and that Christy Nome, she's like, those people, they're making fun of my looks, They got nothing better to do. At what? Like the president of the United States? Because that's all he does is make fun of how people look. I'm going to tell you guys something. I don't know. DeJoy's gone right now. Tell me if I'm wrong, you guys. I heard DeJoy is gone. But I want you to know with the midterms, it's a landslide. I think so many people won't be voting for Republicans. No matter how much they thought they could rig this election, they're not able to get away with it because not enough people are voting for them. I see blue, blue, blue. That's what I see. And I saw a bunch of the ICE people. They were walking in a corridor or something, and a lot of them, some look 100% Hispanic, Chinese, all walks of life. That's interesting that they would have no problem taking on people who have done nothing wrong. I don't see martial law right now, Lisa. Texas is going to go before the Supreme Court. They're asking for permission to get rid of these people, and I see the Supreme Court say no. I see the Supreme Court say no, or they go to another court, and that court says no, and then they try to bring the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court sends it back. But because it feels like legally it's not right. That's what I get. They have the right to not allow a quorum. That's their one tool in the toolbox. Okay. Well, you guys, I was only going to be on this for 30 minutes. I'll be on tomorrow. I'm going to do prayers tomorrow. Thank you for your prayers. There was no Vance meeting at home. Remember they said it that first they said it was a fraud. We're not doing it. Then they said it's going to be at my house. And then what happened? There was a meeting in the White House. So I love you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. He's still in post office. I heard that he wasn't. They lost so much money while he was in the post office. I'm not seeing the post office being able to stop people from voting. I see Trump doing everything he can, but I still see people coming out in droves. They're not going to allow this. I'm telling you, you're messing with the wrong people. The United States of America will not put up with this nonsense. And they will be so sick and tired of it. These people, did you hear the booing that happened when that one guy thought he would have a town hall? And somebody was saying, what about boy? He says, oh, well, we can't afford it. Everybody started booing. Oh, but you can afford a ballroom and a plane and his golf days every weekend. But you can't afford to help people get health care. So, oh, wait, it said no. Okay, hold on. Is DeJoy still in charge of the United States Post Office? Louis DeJoy is still in charge. And the answer is no. Louis DeJoy formally resigned on March 24, 2025, after serving 5 years. Some guy, Doug Tolino, is acting postmaster. So yeah, he's not there anymore. Okay, you guys. Yeah, put Congress on Medicare. Exactly, Wheezy. All right, I love you guys. So I'll come back tomorrow with the prayers. And then I need to have for my members, I need to have like one of these where the members I can pick to. Okay, love you all. And congratulations to the winners. Cheers.